Right now, it feels like suddenly every tech company is working on smart glasses. I had the chance to try the Snap Spectacles, and they give a really interesting insight into where this technology stands today, and why this specific approach might actually be the key to which of these glasses will succeed in the end. I was able to try the Snap Spectacles myself, and I want to show you what's actually interesting about them. And at the end, we'll also take a look at where Snap stands compared to all the other players right now. At this point, I don't want to bore you with a specs battle. Instead, I want to highlight what I personally find truly interesting and remarkable. Because technically, the spectacles pretty much include everything you'd expect from a product like this. Two displays with their own processors, multiple sensors and cameras with color pass-through and 6DoF tracking, audio, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS and even AI integration. And that's exactly why the glasses are still pretty bulky. I've tested how this feels in action quite extensively, and I have to say I'm genuinely impressed, even though not everything is perfect yet. The displays are bright, they account for my IPD, and the image can be placed perfectly in space. The spatial tracking works so well that virtual objects in augmented reality feel completely locked in space, which is already very convincing. This actually opens up a wide range of use cases, all without controllers. Interaction works intuitively with your hands or even your whole body. And I find it genuinely impressive how real-world objects can interact with the software. This goes far beyond pure entertainment. I don't just see potential for learning and training sports, but also for medical applications like rehabilitation. Progress can be rewarded instantly through visual feedback. But you can also already imagine countless possibilities in entertainment and education. Short interactive games, puzzle experiences, live translation, everyday assistance, learning through interactive content, and ultimately the ability to share these experiences with others or even work together in the same spatial context. And this is where I see one of the biggest strengths of the spectacles. These glasses can interact with each other. They can share positional data with other spectacles. Just imagine what that enables. Multiple people wearing these glasses, seeing the same content in the same space, working on it together, reacting to each other in real time. And that's the moment where you suddenly realize this isn't just AR anymore. This actually feels like spatial computing. The footage you're seeing here was either recorded directly through the glasses or via a dedicated app on my smartphone. An app that also lets you control the spectacles and customize them quite extensively. But it's still clearly a developer device. And in its current state, I wouldn't recommend it yet. The battery runs out after about 15 minutes of intensive use, so you'll definitely need a power bank. The field of view is still too small for me personally, especially for wider applications. Hand tracking still feels a bit sluggish and the tracking area itself is somewhat limited. But I can clearly see the concept here and the idea of a product that hasn't reached its final form yet. Even though this isn't a consumer product yet, I already see massive progress compared to earlier attempts in this space. There's been a clear step forward in miniaturization and everyday usability, and that trend will continue. Snap is already working on the next generation, which is supposed to be much closer to a consumer-ready product and is expected to launch this year. Whether that will actually work, we'll have to wait and see. I find Snap's approach really interesting. Snap doesn't start building the perfect device. And that's also why these glasses weren't really on my radar before. You can't just buy the spectacles in this version, you have to apply for a rental program. It's not aimed to consumers, but at developers. It was actually the offer from Christian Steiner to try them that really brought them onto my radar. And this is the key point. Snap isn't building the perfect product first, they are building the ecosystem first. While others hope developers will jump in later, Snap is making sure the content is already there. They are heavily investing in hardware development and platform that makes it as easy as possible for developers to create their own software. Which ultimately means they can launch a product that already has a strong library of apps and use cases. In the end, Snap is building the ecosystem first and developing the hardware alongside it. If we zoom out and look at the broader hardware landscape, I currently see 3 parallel and partly overlapping directions for smart and AI glasses. Always-on smart glasses, like the Ray-Ban Meta smart glasses, designed for everyday use, AI assistance, communication. Use case AR glasses, this is where I would currently place something like the spectacles. Not something you wear all the time, but something you consciously put on. For AR experiences and applications, for gaming, for experimenting, and entertainment glasses. Devices focused on gaming or watching content. I think new device categories only succeed if they immediately offer clear value. A device is more likely to be accepted if there are already many things you can actually do with it. That's why I see these 3 directions right now, because there's still no single device that can combine all of this well enough. And right now, no one really knows which combination will win. If you look back at how smartphones evolved, they were preceded by multiple separate device categories. Cameras, MP3 players, navigation devices, phones. Today, all of that is combined in a single device, the smartphone. And the same could eventually happen with AR glasses. But for now, the industry still relies on specialization. The spectacles are not a finished product, not a mass-market gadget, but a glimpse into a possible future. Maybe we are right at the beginning of a new device category and no one really knows yet how it's going to evolve. And that's exactly what makes this moment so exciting to me. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Tschüss!